I got a story to tell. All right. So the question is, what are some of the worst decisions you have made while investing in crypto? Oh man, oh man. Okay, where do I start? Where do I start? uh,
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
okay, I mean, first of all, investing in general, you're learning lessons all the time. And you make money by learning from your lessons and not repeating them again. Right? Because if you repeat your mistakes or the lessons you're supposed to have learned, you aren't really learning. You're just repeating the same thing over and over again. So okay, when I got into crypto back in early 2016, the first big lesson I would say was actually in 2017. I wasn't doing my own research. I didn't have a system that I stuck to. I was just gambling. I would just go on to this was like early. I'll say Q1, maybe all the way until Q2, but mainly Q1 of 2017. I'll basically go onto Poloniex, go to the troll box. Actually, no, not the troll box, but I'll just see the top gainers on Poloniex that day, and I'll just buy. Right? So I'll just see what coins were up the most, and I would just buy those coins. So I was buying XRP, all these random shit coins. I was basically just buying momentum. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. So that was the first worst decision I did, was not having a system. I was basically just gambling, just buying the top. And sometimes these coins would continue. Like I would buy XRP when it was up 50%, and it would go up 300%, right? Because back then it was still kind of early. But after a while, I realized that strategy did not work, right? That's when I ended up discovering Token Metrics and having a data-driven approach to investing, and I stuck to that, and that changed my life. Then the second mistake I did was using leverage. On Poloniex, I was buying coins, the shit coins on leverage, XRP on leverage, and I was making money, right? I would make money, then lose it all. And after a while, I realized, you know what? Leverage is not for me. Yes, some people can make leverage work, but unfortunately, I'm not one of those people. I was better off because what I hated about leverage is you could make money and still lose money, which did not make any sense to me at all, right? But I was a beginner, and because there's nothing worse than being right on a trade and still getting liquidated because you're on leverage and you didn't rebalance you didn't top up your leverage because maybe you were asleep, the market crashed, right? Because I think Poloniex didn't really have any effective stop losses back then. I'm not sure if they have that now. Right? But basically, I was basically I was on leverage. I tried shorting as well, right? I mean, so leverage and shorting, I I personally don't do them. I avoid them. I know even the best traders typically don't use them. If they do, they they're very conservative because you can lose all your money and then some, right? And honestly, I still have some. I should not say this, but I have some exchange accounts that I blew up, and I still owe money for. I think that this was a rite of passage for anybody who was trading on these random small crypto exchanges on leverage, right? Where they took all your money and you still owe money and you just close the account, right? I'm not sure how they stay in business, but leverage definitely not the wisest thing. What else? So we have leverage, shorting, uh, buying the top, not having a system. I think those were the worst ones. The others were you have to constantly improve. You can't depend on the same thing to work forever and ever, right? ICOs worked in 2017. Then the cat was out of the bag, right? One of my favorite investors, Howard Marks, has a quote saying that what the wise man does in the beginning, the fool does in the end. What does that mean? You can get the smartest investment trading strategy ever, right? Let's say it's ICOs, right? Let's say it's DeFi, yield farming. Like, let's say the smartest VCs, smart money is doing it in the beginning and they're making money. And eventually it trickles down to a point where everybody is now doing it. To now where even Joe Schmo, Jane, who just joined crypto a month ago and just signed up for Coinbase, is now doing the same strategy, right? That's typically the sign that this strategy is about to expire. It's time to find something else to make your money. It's time to find something else to make your bread and butter, right? Because what the wise man does in the beginning, the fool does in the end. And that's typically the sign that the bull run is over. And markets move in cycles. So you have to really get that. And that means that kind of the same thing, right? What the wise man does in the beginning is typically the beginning of the bull run. But when you get towards the end of the bull run, and you start, for example, back in the last bull run, the end was, because there were always signs, but I just didn't really pay attention to them. But I recall the major sign I missed on was I was at my barber shop getting my hair cut, and the barber and everybody was talking about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was at 19K, and I told myself, you know what? I've heard from Warren Buffett and other smart investors that when you hear somebody talking about investing who's not really in that space, basically somebody in retail, that's typically a sign to get out, right? Like basically like back in the olden days when the person who used to polish your shoes began giving you stock tips, and that was the time to sell, right? So in a way it was kind of the same thing. Like my barber was giving out crypto advice, and back then that was the time to get out, right? So I think those are really the lessons I've learned. What's up, Kingston? This channel should be bigger. Putting in the work for years. Thank you. Appreciate it. How do you take profits when you know you have to pay like 50% tax? Oh, that's the other lesson. Oh man, taxes. God damn. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry to use the Lord's name in vain, but taxes are a pain. They're a nuisance. Because when you're making money, or you're thinking so much about making money, the last thing you think about are taxes. Because in crypto, or investing and trading in general, unlike working in 9 to 5 where they take taxes out of your paycheck before you get your money, when you're investing or trading, you make the money first and then you have to pay the taxes yourself. So if you don't calculate the taxes before the tax year is over, it's a pain, right? So I highly recommend looking into taxes. I mean, what's most full-time traders or investors do, they pay the taxes quarterly, which makes it a lot easier to manage, right? You basically go through your cost basis and file your taxes. I recommend doing tokentax.co, tokentax.co, and that's the one that I've been using. You basically hook it up to your exchanges, to your wallet addresses, hardware wallets, and they'll go through and calculate your taxes for you. Then just give that to your CPA. So I highly recommend that as well. Were you, hold on. What are you saying, Afrojack? When am I at my barber? So I'll let you guys know. Next, but I think right now we're not there yet. I don't think we're there yet. But yeah, so those are the worst decisions I made in crypto. There are probably a lot more, but those are the main ones. I think the ones that I did avoid, once I had a system, basically Token Metrics or whatever system you have, you stick to it by all means, because not having a system is kind of like not having a GPS navigation when you're driving. Yes, sometimes you can kind of navigate yourself, but you want to have that guidance. Even if you know where you're going, you want to just know how far it's going to take you, right? Because the GPS tells you how far, how much time you have to go, right? The software is Tokentax. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Tokentax.co. Right? Calculate your crypto taxes and file your return. So this is what I highly recommend it. We actually used to have an affiliate link, but I forget what it was. But just sign up there. The cool thing is you can hook it up to all exchanges, and it will help you with tax loss harvesting, with calculating your returns and seeing if you owe money. All right? And they even have a VIP option to talk to a CPA. So this is what I use. I know some CPAs who use coin tracking. That's one other version. Cointracking.info. I did try this a while back, but I like Tokentax a lot better. But all these, they make taxes a lot easier because you just hook it up to your wallet addresses and your exchanges, and it's read only, and then it pulls in all that information, right? does token tax work in Uniswap? I believe it should. I'm seeing DeFi automated integrations. Yes. So if you get the premium version, you get Uniswap, SushiSwap. So yes, it does. Right. It makes everything a lifesaver. All right. Bill is taking the day off. He's spending the day with his daughter to close out the year. So I'm here. But yeah, so that's what I recommend. Is token tax for all countries? I'm not sure, honestly. Just go to the site and check. I think it should be manageable for all countries if they use this, because most countries, to my knowledge, use the standard accounting practice of calculating your cost basis, right? I don't think that there's really anything that's different. It's just that different countries have different ways of actually doing the taxes, right? But that's what I would suggest. But hey, so you guys let me know. What is the worst decision you've made while investing in crypto? Let me know down below in the comments.